Folks, hello, and welcome to Tavern Chat. I am Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR and a general burn the ass of those that apparently like to take advantage of the community that I'm a part of. I thought today I would do something that when I was a sergeant in the NYPD, I would call it a group lesson. Okay, you had somebody in your community or somebody in your in that on your staff that screwed up and deserved a real smackdown, but instead you used it to instruct everyone. Right? In this case, I'm going to do some common sense ideas for the commercial use of social media. I know now I'm grinning like a Cheshire cat right now because this blows my mind because, and I know the thoughts right now. Oh, he's got to be talking about the latest version of TSR, right? The Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum. Yeah, certainly brought it to mind, but I have seen other social media fails, not the least of which was Judges Guild, right? It's not too long ago. It's still fresh in people's mind. We haven't heard anything from Judges Guild right now. Now, why is that? Because here's the thing that people forget, okay? People get excited about social media. I get to share my thoughts. I get to communicate with people across the world, and I get to tell them why I'm fucking right. This is not what social media is about. It's not listening to opinions of others. We don't generally do that for the most part. We go on social media to show cat pictures, maybe dog pictures, some memes, and then tell people that they're wrong and you're right, and here's how to correct your wrongness. That's generally what social media turns into. Now, there's less of that in social media communities, all right, because they tend to be moderated. But when you're talking about Facebook's wall, when you're talking about Twitter, yeah, it's people generally looking not for your feedback. They're looking for you to just nod your head and go, "Oh yeah, you're right. That is certainly right." And people talk about religion, politics, social issues much more vigorously, much more emotionally charged in their investment than they would do otherwise. In a regular conversation at a bar, you're not going to have people using derogatory language unless they've got, a couple of pints in them, a couple of shots, maybe that heated discussion about about the Knicks, playing the Sixers, or about the general election, right? Or about some news article that everybody just saw gets heated. But it doesn't, you're dealing face to face, and there's a certain safety valve that we have when we deal with people face to face that generally says, and you lose it a lot of times if you're intoxicated or if you lack certain facilities. But that safety valve kicks in and you go, oh shit, maybe I'm stepping into this bad realm where this conversation is going to get heated, and that's not where I want to be. But we generally lose that, or a lot of us lose that, on social media. If you're using social media for commercial purposes, there's a few general rules that you should think about. One is that your commercial account, your official account, whether it's 10carstavern.com or 10cars Tavern on Twitter, right? If that was my business, and it isn't, I don't make money off this shit, really. But if it was, I probably shouldn't use that to preach about religion, social issues, politics, elections, right? Honestly, in my opinion, if you are in a commercial endeavor, you should have nothing linked to you, business account or personal, that discusses religion, politics, social issues. Why? Again, my opinion. But what happens is people start associating your opinion with your business. And now some people are going to be going, well, that's great because people should want to shop at my business because of my opinion. Guess what? You're far more likely to lose potential customers because you stated your opinion on topics that are hot topics than you already gained anybody. Oh, don't worry. These loudmouths online will go, oh, yeah, I'll support them. Oh, but no, they're not. No, they're not. Just like people are more likely, this is proven, if you have a bad experience shopping or in a retail environment or at a restaurant, you're more likely to make a complaint than if you have a good experience and you're going to praise somebody, right? Because what motivates you? Negativity motivates. So when something annoys you, when something pisses you off, you're more likely to remember it than something that pleased you. Because in general, in life, we expect things to please us. It's the things that don't please us that are going to come around and bite you in the ass. Never, under any circumstances, get into a tit for tat with a potential customer. With just some fucking troll on the internet if you are a commercial business. Because guess what? You can't win. You're not going to win. If you win the argument, you're going to definitely lose in public opinion. Because guess what? It means that likely you came off like a bit of an ass. And no matter how big of an ass the person coming off on you was, it's going to be, can you believe that this business called somebody this, or use this language, or refer to? So don't do it. The temptation is there. I understand it. Okay? Remember, I was a cop for 20 years in New York City. And I remember working in detail a few years from my retirement. And I had two old white women. This is the generation of, I guess, the hippies from the 60s. Come into my face and with their hot breath tell me that I was a fucking piece of shit. I knew it was coordinated because they were literally like 5 minutes apart in the different women. So, what was my response? Thank you. And let them go. And then I turned to the detectives that were assigned to me and said, you know what? For the rest of the night, my nickname is you fucking piece of shit. Now, nobody ever used it, but I made light of it. Because if I responded in kind, I would have lost. Do you think that somebody wasn't standing nearby with a cell phone ready to record my reaction to this? Guaranteed. Well, guess what? Somebody is waiting for your reaction online, and they're taking a screenshot. And they're going to share it on social media. And you're going to look like an asshole. Now, we can have the argument. Well, all interaction is good, right? All advertisement is good. All publicity is good. Even if it's negative, it's good. No, it isn't. And why is that? Because negative publicity takes a much longer time to wear down on the 24-hour cycle of the internet. Good publicity, again, we expect good stuff in our lives. It doesn't hit those parts of your mind, but the parts that piss you off, they stick with you. They'll keep you up late at night. They'll be there. They're not going to be future customers. They're going to be losing your customers. So don't get in a tit for tat. Don't talk down to your customers. Don't mock them. And don't be snarky. I've seen this not just recently, I'm not just in our gaming environment where a lot of businesses have social media accounts. I've seen this with larger non-gaming. Holy shit, are you a dumb fuck? I mean, who's behind your social media that's saying stuff? And some of it's just tone deaf, right? People think that they're making a funny joke and it falls flat for one of a number of reasons. Don't do it. And if you're going to do it, bounce whatever you plan to write on social media past your significant other, your parent, your child, your friend, co-worker, and get their honest reaction. If they go, I don't know, then guess what? You know. You know. The general rule, if you're running a commercial business on social media, comes down to this. Don't be a dick. I mean, I could probably have made this video, a minute long, if I had come out and just said, don't be a dick. Because what you say on the internet stays on the internet. Now, I know. We've all heard about it, Oh, it's like, oh, this celebrity said something horrible and they closed their Twitter account down. I don't care if you close your Twitter account down. I don't care if you delete your tweet, delete your Facebook post. At least 9 jackasses like me have it. I make a habit of, if I see something that is like, holy shit, I screenshot it. Even if I don't share it myself, I have it. Why? Because the internet never forgets. The internet never forgets. So before you put something up on the internet, realize it's there forever. You can delete it. You can scrub it. It's there forever. Don't put anything up on the internet that you're going to regret later. Don't put anything up on the internet when you're intox or high or upset emotionally. Don't put up anything in response to a trolling customer, or obviously not a customer if they're trolling you, but you know what I mean. Let it sit. Let it sit. Because your gut reaction is the worst reaction. I can guarantee that. So, what do you take away from this? Internet. It's a bane. It's a boom. Right? It's great, and it sucks. And what you put into is what you're gonna get back out of it. If you put in a lot of bullshit, okay, especially a commercial endeavor, a publisher, even a freelancer. I know a lot of people that have serious personal beliefs when it comes to politics and social issues. And we'll have these conversations one-on-one, but they won't have them on social media because they don't want to affect their business. And it's probably wise. So, it also applies to those of us that are not in the business of publishing or writing or freelancing or distributing or whatever. Remember, what you put up on social media will be there. Somebody's got a copy of it, no matter how much you think you scrubbed it. Remember that. And as I have had to do, own it. If you do something that was fucked up, because owning is the only way you can correct it. You can't correct it by deleting it. That doesn't change the fact. Like I said, somebody has it out there. Own it and apologize for it. It's amazing how much an honest apology is actually valued. I'm not talking about the bullshit ones. Not the ones that I have to make this apology because they are going to unperson me on social media and I will be blacklisted. So therefore, I am sorry for saying what I said about who I said. No, not that shit. Heartfelt. If you don't believe it, nobody else will, and they shouldn't. One of my old commanding officers used to call it falling on the sword. Because if you fuck up, fall on the sword, because you're gonna make out a lot better falling on the sword and admitting to your fuck up and being repentant than trying to avoid it or like, oh, I really didn't. It was a total misunderstanding. Own up to it. All right, own up to it. All right, folks. So that's the group lesson for today. I want to thank everybody who's reached out to me over this weekend with PMs. A lot of really good people, a lot of really good comments. I read everything. I try to respond to everyone that PMs me. If you're messaging me on Facebook, send me a direct message to Eric Tenkar. If you use my business links to my pages, I'll be honest with you, Facebook sucks at letting me know that these messages are being sent. So you'll have a delay of hours, days, weeks if I don't think about checking it. But my regular Facebook Messenger, I'll hear the bing on my phone. All right, folks. On that note, this Wednesday, Bad Mike and I live stream 8 p.m. Eastern. We will be doing an update on this TSR fiasco, and I expect that it's been a wonderfully crazy, stupid, moronic past 4 or 5 days since when we did the our first overview this past Wednesday, and a shit ton more has happened in regards to it, and I expect over the next 2 days, 2.5 days, it's going to surpass. So we'll try to give a summary and give an update on what's going on. Friday, 8 p.m. on Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourse. Glenn Hallstrom and myself are going to have Jason Elliott of the prior TSR. You know, publishers of Gygax magazine to Gale fucking put a nail in that shit. And Top Secret, New World Order. So Jason's going to be on with us live. He will, I'm sure, touch upon the current situation, how they got there, where they're going as a company, and he will try to answer your questions, as will Glenn and I. So I'll be into the live stream. I know there's interest in it. I'll get up a link later on this week. As always, folks, we're in the midst of the world of the pandemic. It's getting better. Heck, I went to my local pub for early dinner with my wife, and our servers are the bartenders no longer wearing masks. You actually feel like normality is returning. It's not quite there yet, but we're getting there. I'm immunized. My wife is immunized. I'm not saying you need to get immunized. I am saying you need to use your common sense to keep yourself healthy, because you can't help others. You can't protect others if you haven't protected yourself. All right? Be safe, be well. God bless each and every one of you. You know what? I've been giving special prayers out to Ken Whitman, but I think that well, you know what? I think the current crew at the newest TSR probably need prayers a bit more than the rest of us right now, because they've dug a deep hole. They need to climb out of it. So hopefully they can. All right, folks. On that note, roll those dice, and I will talk with you again tomorrow's later.